Coming up on Tarvalin After Dark.
Well, he got murdered, but so did a lot of them.
Pope Sean Paul Van Damme.
I'm trying to give you the bird.
Because you're about to get wet with this podcast.
The light illumine you, and welcome to Tarvalin After Dark. My name is Jess, the Emerald Seat, and I'm here at the Thirsty Tinker, Tarvalin's most disreputable inn, located in scenic North Harbor. Hail and well met, beloved listeners. It's been a month, more than a month. It's been a minute since we've been here. But you know what?
Happy New Year!
Well, we're back.
Happy New Year, everybody.
Well, that is why we did take legitimately. We took a break for New Year, and then we traveled, and then people were sick, and but we usually take a break about this time. So this is not a
Life happens.
Let's not
Happy
actually
Valentine's Day.
Yeah,
and happy Lunar New Year. It literally is going to be Lunar New Year probably when this comes out. So say hey, Mani Badaseo. It's Happy New Year in Korean.
Did anybody do anything fun for Valentine's Day? Because it's a totally made-up holiday that by a greeting card company to make you spend money. So
I had rehearsal.
Well, it's a saint, but that doesn't. There's a lot of saints that we don't have a day for.
I know, but this one, well, he got murdered. But so did a lot of them. You're right. You're right. I don't know much about Saint Valentine. I know he got murdered though. I did not do anything.
Jenny is our regular Catholic historian here to tell us.
Yes, that's exactly what I am, a Catholic historian.
Jenny, which pope made Saint Valentine a saint?
Oh, good old Pope Peter.
All right.
That sounds like a good Pope name.
I don't think there are. I think there's only ever been one Pope Peter.
Oh yeah, probably the first Pope. Okay, John. There you go. I bet you there's been lots of Johns.
Pope John Paul. It's a good guess. There's like John Paul.
Sean Paul. Shawnee Paul.
Yeah.
Shawnee Paul.
Yes.
That would be funny.
John Paul Van Damme.
Yes, Pope Sean Paul Van Damme.
All them girls.
He started.
So many layers to that.
It was,
wow.
Well, it has been a while, and we have a show for you. There's actually some really interesting news to get to, so about many things. So, but real quick too, we do have a new patron.
Really?
Yeah. Their name
is surprising.
Is, and I just lost it. Sorry. Their name is Wolfkin. Wolfkin 3. Welcome.
Welcome.
Just like my hat.
Thank you for giving us your money.
Thank you. And
I was telling you earlier that you need to spend your time being barefoot and pregnant in the kitchen, Nabes. So get to it. Like Wolfkin's going to be wanting that baby pretty soon.
Jenny, because I love to cook. Jenny thinks that that's hilarious and wants to make fun of me because she's all about traditional gender roles and thinks that I need to find a female to cook for me. And I could never.
No.
I find that to be appalling, Jenny, that you would.
Look, you're right beside. Look where my finger is. Look, like, oh fuck! It was working last time. I'm trying to give you the bird.
I mean, it looks like you're trying to pinky promise me.
No. I can't. It keeps being the wrong finger. One of these days, I'm going to be super rich. And I'm going to buy like motion capture gloves.
Was it the wrong finger?
Well, let's hope that Wolfkin is not actually a mermaid because this content drought is over. You came in the right time because you're about to get wet with this podcast. So don't be a mermaid.
Frankly, that's the reaction I think we've heard a lot is that people just get wet to the podcast. So
I mean, I know I do.
Don't listen to this in a bus when you're sitting on that bus seat. That bus seat's going to be soaked. So don't do that.
Might just slip off.
Wow.
Yeah, right.
Oh. Like a snail trail. Oh my god.
Yeah. Okay.
Throw
All right. All right. On that note, let's start this show. It's time for news or something, right? Or what? You got something, Jess?
Well, I just wanted to talk really briefly about how fucked up I am right now.
Okay. Yeah, you've been fucked up for a bit.
Let's get this.
I did. I got bronchitis. So I got influenza.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
No. And then I got bronchitis. And then I strained my ribs from coughing. And then I got pneumonia.
I would appreciate it if you don't do that.
Will you simply just stop?
Yeah.
I'm working on it.
Yeah.
So
I have a medical license, and this is my medical advice: to don't do that.
Okay.
And then I got consumption from
and jaundice.
And malaria.
Scurvy was around the corner.
And it's like
you must go to the sea, Jess. Go to the sea.
I do. I need to go to Bath and
then I got the black
sea
plague.
air.
Yeah.
Well, and then Rich got it. He got the flu, and he ended up in the hospital.
Yeah.
For a few days. So, but he's fine. He's home. He's good. And so, yeah, it's just been like a disaster. And I have, like, obviously, I sound like I'm sick. And Fiddler on the Roof opens on Thursday. And singing is a little bit iffy right now, which is awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Do you need do you want a cigarette?
Yeah, a cigarette would probably help a lot.
It sounds like you've been smoking a lot of them.
I know.
Been chain packed in these smokes.
Hey, Marge. You sound like Marge's sister from
Patty
and what's the other one's name in
Patty
The Simpsons? I want
Patty
somebody to
Mayonnaise.
say not Patty Mayonnaise.
I don't know. I never really watched Simpsons because, like,
and Selma.
It first came out when I was like 12, and my mom wouldn't let me watch it because Bart Simpson was a bad influence.
He was very rude. He was
Same.
rude.
Patty and Selma.
He was the bad boy of improv comedy, that's for sure.
Patty and Selma. I was actually not allowed. I never had anything that I was not allowed to watch, but yet my parents gave in to the hype that was out in the news. I was not allowed to watch The Simpsons, but I was allowed to watch In Living Color, which was on right before it.
Okay.
So go figure. But then my parents realized that was stupid, and then I was allowed to watch it. But
that's really funny.
Yes, and it is Patty and Selma Bouvier. There you go.
Oh, the French.
Yep, Blanche. Yes.
The French.
It is French.
Oh, I thought you said Blanche. I was like,
no.
All right. We've done enough sidebarring. And Jess's health. Back to Jess's health. She has bronchitis. Nobody has time for that.
She has bronchitis.
Jess,
stop it.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
That's handled.
You're healed.
Hallelujah.
Just get better, forehead.
Okay, now it's time for the news because we have a lot of it.
Yay.
All right. I love that we have our in-show sound effects and our actual sound effect that we play.
It's for the transition for the edit,
So let's start with the biggest news. The biggest news, and it's something that I know Jess has been patiently waiting for and is probably dripping with excitement since we were talking about being wet.
I'm hoping that Jess is not a mermaid.
That is that Apple has purchased the rights to the entire Cosmere from Brandon Sanderson. And on top of this news, so I'm probably more excited for this than most, and I'm not like the biggest Cosmere fan, but it'll be interesting to see because he is going to have, right, if the rights being reported are accurate, he is going to have more creative control over this show than any other author in history. Like more than J.K. Rowling did, more than George R.R. Martin has. Like he is the writer of the scripts. He is the final approval on what goes on television, like and on the movies. And the rights in this are set so that like the Mistborn is going to be turned into a feature film, and Stormlord Archive is going to be a television show on Apple. And it's an interesting combination because Apple has the money right, to spend on this. They are very much actually in the same place that Amazon was when they initially picked up the rights to Wheel of Time. So like they're willing and able to spend money, and they're viewed right now as the streaming service that will drop money and give their shows time, right? Which in hindsight, they actually, for those that do not know this, Wheel of Time came down to Apple and Amazon.
And Amazon, yeah.
Flickr.
And I remember that.
They chose Amazon because they believed at the time Amazon was more established and would spend more money. Which is interesting.
Womp womp.
Yep. So, I am actually. So here's what this will tell us. Number one, and I know Jess desperately wants this to fail, because she loves Brandon. I like Brandon Sanderson, so I don't dislike him. But it'll be interesting to see, right? Because all of the authors and all of the fans always talk about, well, hey, it's not the author's vision. It's right. Like, I wonder, will this be as good, right, as the way that people view the books? How well
it feels
will
like a
they
monkey's
adapt?
paw kind of curling situation where his demand was always, I want unprecedented control over what goes on the screen, and it's like, okay, and then the first finger on the monkey's paw curls, and we don't know what that's gonna look like yet. And call me crazy, but I'm still a little bit jaded, and I feel like this isn't actually what's the problem with adaptations, is how much control the author, living or alive, has. But I'm not saying it won't help. But I feel like I have a very mixed bag of emotions about this whole situation with him, and I worry that it's a make or break thing. It's either going to be like, see, look, this is what we should be doing, or it's like, see, this is why we should never let the author have this much control, and it just feels it's risky. So I don't know.
Well, it could be that. And it's interesting because he is not the most popular, like Stephen King, who is maybe the most popular author of all time, right? Has never had that kind of creative control. Now, I don't know.
Some of his books are great movies.
Well, but also keep in mind some of his movies that he hates the most are the most widely received and best received. Like he hates The Shining.
Like The Shining. He hates The Shining.
Right, as an example. So it's going to be interesting. Now, that being said, I do think that Brandon is a different kind of author than many of these authors are. So I would argue that Brandon's writing style actually lends itself very well to cinematic moments. I've always felt that way reading his stuff. It feels cinematic in the way that he writes.
He writes that it's a difference between like him and Robert Jordan. You can feel it. You can tell that Brandon Sanderson grew up watching television.
Yeah.
And so he's writing scenes like that, whereas Robert Jordan grew up reading books. Like, obviously he had a television, but it wasn't part of his formative.
The influence is still there. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And so I think from the sense of like, look, there's also a couple other inherent things that I think, not to necessarily make the comparison here to Wheel of Time, but there's a couple things that inherently they had to navigate a little differently. That it would have been interesting to see how Wheel of Time would have been adapted had Robert Jordan been alive. Right? Or since Harriet was 20 years younger when this was happening, right?
Yeah.
I don't think Harriet at 84 years
or
old.
like the rights were actually owned by somebody instead of
not pieces of shit. Yeah,
exactly. Yeah.
So I think that there's some interesting things about that, but also Robert Jordan wrote a magic system that does not lend itself to the current right. So there's some things they tried to adapt to modernize that they either could have chosen not to do that, or they could have chosen to do it, one or the other. But I don't think either of those would have been met. It was kind of a catch-22, I think, for a lot of, if you're just looking at the broad scope of audience. So I don't know that Brandon is going to have some of those same issues. And the other thing I would add on this that I think also is Brandon Sanderson does not, this is a good and a bad thing. I don't think Brandon's characters are nearly as good. That's my opinion, at least. I don't think they're as nearly as deep. I guess I'll put it that way. And so
his worlds are much deeper. He's great at crafting a very deep world with lots of background. His dialogue is what I would usually criticize the most, but at the next step would be the depth of characterization and how deep he's willing to go.
Well, and I think to that point, the issue that won't exist for him is Robert Jordan's characters were very deep, and a lot of what goes on happens in their heads. It's not happening in a physical world. Whereas I don't believe Brandon's stuff is the same way, so they don't have to make the adaptation choices, in my opinion.
To externalize the things. Yeah, that makes sense.
Here is where I think we could run into a problem with him having this unprecedented level of control. Is okay, so if his dialogue isn't that great and his characters could use improving, but he has this unprecedented level of control, then writers who could improve upon it are not going to be allowed to do that, because he's going to put on his little diva pants and tell them that no, they have to do exactly what's on the page. And I feel like, and this is just my opinion, but the impression that I get of Brandon Sanderson at this point is that he's had this enormous amount of success and it's happened very, very quickly. And I get the impression that he thinks that he is the shit and isn't open to suggestion. And maybe I'm wrong, but that is where this is going to die. Well, he's not going to listen to people who actually know how to make television.
I don't know that it'll necessarily die. I think the chance exists, though, is what I'm saying. So, like, I think that it will become very telling, because if it does fail, there won't be anybody to blame but him, right? Like that's the reality, right? If you're the CEO of a new company and you come in and make sweeping changes, you're going to get a lot of credit for the results if it's a success, right? And you should. If this is great, kudos to Brandon, right? Like, he is a popular author for a reason. I mean, just if he's not my cup of tea, a lot of people love him.
His books are very digestible and readable. And they're so readable.
I don't think it's going to fail. I legitimately don't think it's going to fail. He's got his fans are devoted in a way that is, and they will come out for him, and they will champion his decisions.
It's Wheel of Time-esque. It's Wheel of Time-esque at the time of, like, Wheel of Time fans were very invested while the books were being written. Like, it is very similar there. Like, there's that same level of devotion to Brandon. So yeah, and I would argue also, like, if you go back to, I released a video for the first time in a while. I did a breakdown of what happened with the show. And I'm trying to be impartial about where, like, obviously I liked the show, but I'm trying to understand where people that didn't, and I'm not necessarily responding to the bigots, because it's not everybody that didn't like the show wasn't a bigot. And so, like, you want to dive into that, and there are still, like, there are choices that they had to make, whether forced upon them or not, in season 1, that alienated because the reason Wheel of Time did not get renewed, even though it was largely a very successful show, is at the end of the day, it wasn't growing audience. And I think they lost a chunk in season 1 that they never got back. And for whatever reason, I mean, it's not relevant, the reasons, but they did, right? Like, it's a actual reality. Viewership dropped from season 1 to season 2, although it remained steady. So, right, like, they made some divisive choices. Whether we agree with those choices or not, they were divisive enough that not enough people kept watching it. So, right, it'll be interesting to see when they get into adapting the Cosmere. I don't believe that they're going to be able to do a word for word, right? But Brandon is a good author, and he is actually, he does teach screenwriting. Like, he does this stuff. So he has experience in this realm, and he's not bad at what he does. He teaches a class on it. He's a professor.
Oh, that's interesting. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
It's at BYU.
He's a professor at BYU. So, like, I don't know that he'll write bad stuff. That what will remain to be seen is, does he have the experience to necessarily say what people, like, he understands what will resonate in a book. Does he understand what will resonate visually on TV and what will translate well and well? That's a question that remains to be seen for me.
My thing with Brandon Sanderson was the characters. Like, I've read 3 of his books, and I've had other of his books that I've meant to read, and I never felt the need to move, because I'm a character person. Like, that is what attracts me to a show or a movie or Like that is my main thing is I want characters, and I just was never attached to the characters.
Yep.
But I do understand characters in TV are not usually as deep. So I don't know that that's necessarily going to matter if they don't have the depth.
I think that's the best way of putting it, Jenny. I feel like he is really good at writing plot. Like I like his stories. I don't necessarily love his characters in the same way that I love Robert Jordan's characters. I would read any story with
I miss
Nynaeve,
them.
right?
I literally that's what when I go back to Wheel of Time, it's not because oh my gosh, I want to re-experience those story again. It's I miss my friends. Like that's the it's a weird thing to say, but that's what it is. It's I miss them.
Well, and that's why I love the books that have less I still love Crossroads of Twilight because it has the characters in it, and it's got it's the worst plot of any of the books.
God, yeah.
I savor how slow it is. It's so nice how slow it is when you're not like speeding through to read it. It's like you just sit in the world. You're like, he wanted to make you sit and just enjoy the world for while we had it. Like he couldn't write it forever.
I would go for more Wheel of Time books that had no plot whatsoever. So you know, so anyways, there's not much else to share about that. We've talked a little bit about it. That's the biggest news that's come out, right?
I will tell you, my first reaction when I saw the news was, oh, that's why they didn't pick up Wheel of Time. So it made me sad and angry. And then the second reaction, and I'm just going to be completely honest, was, oh, fuck. People are going to expect me to react to those shows. I'm not like eager to watch them. Like that's because his books just don't, I literally bought 3 of them. And actually I bought several of them, more than 3, but I only read 3. And then the rest of them just sat there.
Yeah. I like his books. I mean, I don't want to characterize myself as saying that I don't like his books. I do actually. I'm just not.
I read most of them. Yeah.
It's just because of the way I read. Like I will finish a book, and if you ask me what happened in the book, if I can have loved a book, and then you ask me what happened, and I don't remember, but I can tell you all about the characters because that's what I care about. And they didn't grab me.
I will probably cover them in some fashion. The shows.
I probably am going to be expected to.
But I will be interesting to see. Now there are plenty, so I don't want to lose. That's one piece of news. And we'll move on from that because there will be more to talk about that. I'm sure as things get closer,
as it develops.
So another thing that's out right now that I wholeheartedly recommend, even if you are not a Game of Thrones fan, I love A Knight of the Seven Kingdoms.
I've heard good things. I haven't touched
the novellas are amazingly good books. Like the novellas are so fun.
Now it's so funny because just so you know, I'll give the premise of this, right? It is not it's not like the rich people fighting and conniving. It's basically following a hedge knight, like the lowest level of knight as he kind of navigates.
Knight for hire kind of guy.
Yeah, and he's trying to like navigate a world where he is every like righteous he is a righteous knight, thinking that he's very naive and thinking that the world works that way, and sort of navigates it. And a number of like crazy I would almost call it like Forrest Gump type events happen to him. Yeah. It's very interesting. And Egg in that, I'm not going to give anything else away other than the character Egg. If you've never read the novellas,
small little bald boy.
That actor is amazing. Number one.
Oh, is he? Oh,
he is
that's
great.
Exciting.
They could not have cast a better Egg if they tried. Okay,
which I'm
Nil,
sure they did.
I see what you're doing. So Nils just posted, and I'm gonna let you guys watch this, and then come back to me. Nils, just episode 2 cold open was a bit long for me. We'll just leave it at that, and once you've watched it, you'll understand.
Okay.
That's an insight.
Will this be the first one that actually gets me to go back to Game of Thrones since the finale of the main show? Because I still never went back to House of Dragons, but
it's such a different tone. Like it is such a different
tone. That's
tone.
the tone that I love, though. I do love those stories. They're such a fun story.
It's well done. Now I got a comment. It's so funny. I have to mention this. So I got a comment on my last video, seeing like, see. This is why a Knight of the Seven Kingdoms is how they should have adapted it. They should have just done it like that. And I'm like, okay, man, let's break this down. The short story that is based off of is 30,000 words long. Okay.
Yeah.
Eye of the World is 300,000. Okay. And we're talking about one book. They are making a full season of a television show around a 30,000 word short story.
Yeah.
Yes, they can make it word for word. Like,
yeah, they can do that.
It's a little different. Anyways, so there's that. And so I'm as excited as I am about that, I am equally unexcited. And Jenny, I'm very curious your reaction. Starfleet Academy, I could not make it through the first episode of.
I have not watched it.
I turned it off in the middle of the second episode. It is so Star Trek Discovery to me that I couldn't do it.
I have not watched it. I don't have any. Trying not to be a negative Nancy about it, but I have not watched it largely because Discovery just wasn't my bag, and New Trek is just not. It is not working for me. To be fair, I have not touched Star Trek Academy. Maybe I would love it. It's just.
I don't think you would. I think you would like. Strange New Worlds a little better.
I've gotten part of the way through season 1 of Strange New Worlds, but I haven't fully gotten into it.
But I struggled. I don't like.
Is it like the audience? Is it that they don't know what audience to write for? Is it like a new direction that they're trying for? Like as a completely non-Trek person.
Yeah, the feeling I have when I watch New Trek is that they're like I said it so many times while watching Discovery. If they just called this something else, I might like it. I don't know, but I might. But it's that feeling of somebody gives you a cup, an opaque cup, and says, "Look, drink this. It's Coke." And then you take a sip and it's milk. That would be horrific and disgusting.
That's fair.
And the entire time I'm watching Discovery, they're like, "It's Starfleet, blah, 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 blah." But it doesn't feel like Star Trek. It's like they're pouring milk in my mouth while screaming that it's Coke and expecting me to be okay with it.
Yep. I feel the same way. I'm not sure. It's hard to say what. And
I don't know.
Because I think the immediate time you criticize it, this annoys me, frankly. But every time you criticize it, here's what you get accused of. Well, original Star Trek was woke too. And I'm like, yeah,
I don't care that it was woke.
I don't care about that. That has nothing to do with it.
Literally. Like the thing, it makes me so mad. I said this to Bodhi recently. It makes me so mad because I'm the target audience for New Trek. It's like, let's put a black woman, let's put some gay people, let's put some trans people. I'm like, yes, give it to me. I want it all in my. Oh, what the fuck? Just make it good. Like that's. Well,
so I read actually a review of Star Trek Discovery by a trans person.
Yeah.
And she was writing. She's like, I really, really loved. She's like the most natural relationship in that show felt like it was I forget his name, the chief engineer and the doctor.
Yeah.
Great actors, they nailed it. Right,
perfect,
right. And I thought that was good too. And then what she said is the reaction, she's like, they put in a non-binary person and they put in a trans ghost, or I'm trying to remember what that was.
It is a trans ghost.
And both of them were terrible actors, and it was terribly written, and it was like, this is just bad. Like, this is not helping my cause. Like
there's a scene in one of the later seasons where the non-binary character comes out as non-binary, and it's one of those scenes that later on I was like, you know what, that scene would have played out really well in a family drama, but in Star Trek, but it was like the episode was happening, there was a story happening, and they stopped the episode to have this character come out for like 5 minutes and then started the story. It's like, that's not how Star Trek deals with it. When Star Trek dealt with racism, they didn't stop and have two characters talk about why racism was bad. They had an entire episode that was like, the moral of this episode is racism is stupid. But
here's how we show it.
Whereas in that scene, it was a great coming out scene. Everything, like, there was nothing wrong with the scene. It was just in the wrong show. It was just
because in Star Trek it shouldn't be an issue.
Yeah.
There's not a reason to come out, right? Like, so
no.
Actually, I think you're nailing it. I think that it's the difference between, it almost feels like they're doing exposition science fiction. Because science fiction has always taken giant themes. Like, that's literally what science fiction is. You take a theme, right? And then you demonstrate how that, like, you have a commentary about it, but in a very natural, realistic feeling, like, scientific way is how they approach it, right? And that, so you go back to the most poignant episode I can think of in Star Trek for this is if you go back to the original series, there's the episode where they've got the people that are half black.
Yeah,
half
the black and the white face.
Then you have the switched version, and they're showing how stupid that is.
Yeah.
But they never once say that.
Hey, racism is bad. They never do
Right?
that. It's the point of the episode.
It's just, you see, it's so obvious watching it, and that's how it gets through to people and why it's effective. So that's probably a better way of putting it.
I think part of the reason also is because they're trying to do modern they're like, okay, modern storytelling, we have to have these overarching like season long arcs that like complete over the course of the season, and you can't make every episode a morality tale if you do that. So we have to squeeze the morality tales into there, and we're going to stop the episode in order to give them to you. It's like, no, that's not what Star Trek is, man. Perfectly. So, but like people who I know people who never watched old Trek who are like, no, this is great. I'm like, okay, maybe if you don't know the old flavor, the new flavor is fine. But I know the old flavor, and I just wish they would call it something else, and then maybe I could watch it and be like, oh, this is cool. But they're screaming at me the entire time that it's Star Trek, and I'm like, but it's not, though.
I get that. That makes sense then. Okay, cool. That makes sense.
So the last thing that I'm sure all of us here are aware of, but I will mention anyway, because we all got to see it in person. But Sharon Gillam, our good friend.
Oh, yeah.
She was the costume designer. It's been a minute since we've had an episode, but she has released her Fashion and Fantasy tour. We're basically showing off all of the costumes from the Wheel of Time. Now, we got to see about 6 or 7 of them at WatCon last year.
Some of y'all got to touch
beautiful.
them.
Yeah, and Jess got to hold them and carry them around, and
it was awesome.
People were finding things in Maureen's pockets that she left in there.
Seriously.
From South Africa.
Yep.
That's so funny.
Yes, so we got those, but she has done, there's more than 80 costumes, and you can actually buy a virtual tour of these still. It is still for sale.
Oh, nice.
So it's $25, and you can see all of the costumes set up on display. It's really cool, actually. So
I think she's doing a promotion too, or like a Q&A or something like that, with like if you buy one there's something else I saw recently that she made a post about, like she's offering Q&A or AMA or something along like that, where you can ask questions alongside if you purchase something. I think that look into that if you're interested, for sure.
Cool.
Okay, well that check that out. You can go just type in fashioninfantasy.com and you will get there to see that. Maybe we'll put
I
that
love
in
that
the
she's
show
persisting in with that.
She did such an amazing job, and she loves the world. And
it deserves it. Truly, it does.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, this is actually, so she's done if you guys are familiar, she's done a lot of high profile movies and shows before, but this is without a doubt the most expansive
she got to
thing
flex.
she's ever done. She had a real budget for basically creating from scratch costumes. So, all right, it is now time to throw things over to our old-timey reporter for this week in nerd history.
Well, hep cats and cool kittens. Pull up a chair, tune in that dial, and prepare yourselves for another whirlwind tour through the magnificent, the mystifying, and the downright mind-boggling annals of This Week in Nerd History. Golly, do we have a stack of records to spin for you this week, covering February 8th through the 15th. So grab your Angrial, pour yourself a cup of coffee, and let's dive into the pattern. February 8th brought us none other than Jules Verne, born in 1828. The man who shot us from the Earth to the moon before NASA was even a twinkle in Uncle Sam's eye. Verne dreamed up the submarines and space travels like he had a terangrial hidden in his desk drawer. And speaking of epic scores, February 8th also gave us John Williams, the maestro who made space wizards, dinosaurs, and archaeologists sound like they were on the adventure of a lifetime. If Verne imagined the Age of Legends, Williams composed its soundtrack. But hold on to your fedoras, folks, because we've also got some dark business this week in history. On February 8th, 1692, a doctor in Salem Village declared 3 teenage girls possessed by Satan, a diagnosis that kicked off the Salem witch trials. Sounds to me like the Children of the Light were in town, sniffing out anyone who could channel, doesn't it? Keep your heads down, Aes Sedai. And speaking of things that go bump in the night, on that very same date in 1855, The mysterious devil's footprints appeared overnight in the snow across Devon, England. Two-legged hoof-like marks stretching for miles with no explanation. Zoinks! Makes you wonder what matter of beastie was out there for a midnight constitutional, doesn't it? Now let's hop over to February 9th, 1964, when 4 lads from Liverpool made their American television debut on The Ed Sullivan Show. You might have heard of them. They called themselves The Beatles. 73 million Americans tuned in that night, and the popular music was never the same. The very next day, February 10th, 1940, another iconic duo made their debut. Tom and Jerry premiered with Puss Get the Boot, launching decades of cartoon mayhem and proving that cats and mice could indeed coexist violently. But my favorite story this week, February 10th, 1355, when a disagreement over the quality of drinks at an Oxford tavern escalated into the St. Scholastica Day riot. 63 students and 30 locals lost their lives, all because somebody complained about warm ale. Heavens to Betsy, talk about a bad Yelp review. And for all you stargazers out there, on February 9th, 1986, Halley's Comet made its last appearance in our inner solar system. It won't be back until 2061, so if you missed it, you better start eating your Wheaties and planning for a very long wait. Let's all toast to love and innovation. February 14th gave us YouTube in 2005, changing how we consume everything from cat videos to cooking tutorials. And finally, on February 15th, we celebrate the fictional birthday of a true warrior. In the year 2484, Zoe Allain from the mournfully short-lived Firefly was born. She's a big damn hero if ever I saw one, basically a maiden of the spear with a rifle. So there you have it, dear listeners. From possessed teenagers to pioneering inventors, from rioting scholars to celestial wonders, history sure knows how to keep us on our toes. Remember, the past is just the present, with more mysterious hoofprints and fewer loading screens.
Yeah, all right. Sure. Well, now it's time for something else.
Okay, so I'm going to read an Am I the Asshole? You all know that subreddit, right? Where people post things and ask if they're the asshole.
No, I've never heard of it. How does it work?
People post on Reddit and they ask, am I the asshole? That's it. That's basically it. But I have
Wait, so am I the asshole?
No. It's am I the asshole?
No, but am I? Asshole? Am I the asshole though?
Yes, always.
Right now.
Okay, I thought so.
Constantly. Okay.
Right now.
So yes. So I have just picked from nerddom a character, and I'm going to describe their point of view. And at the end of it, I guess you have to determine whether or not they were the asshole, and also who are they. So
fun game. Let's do it.
I'm ready.
All right. So I'm just going to read it as if it was the post. I, male, timeless, omnipotent, and effortlessly charismatic, recently intervened in the affairs of a group led by a man who believes he and his colleagues represent the pinnacle of enlightened civilization. Spoiler alert, they do not. This group spends an alarming amount of time roaming the universe, inserting themselves into situations they barely understand. Every problem is treated like a moral seminar. Every unknown is assumed to either be friendly or teachable. Frankly, it's a little embarrassing. Here's the issue. There is a highly organized expansionist entity out there that this group is statistically guaranteed to encounter eventually. This entity does not care about individuality, intent, or feelings. It values efficiency, standardization, growth. So I arranged a brief introductory experience. Yes, it was abrupt. Yes, it was frightening. Yes, 1 or 2 people may have had their entire sense of identity dismantled in real time, but no fatalities, no permanent damage, and everyone walked away with extremely valuable data about what they are up against. Instead of appreciating this, the leader accused me of putting his people in danger, forcing a confrontation, creating an enemy where none existed, which is rich, coming from someone whose entire job description is fly directly into the unknown and poke it with a stick. My colleagues insist I acted out of boredom and treated sentient beings like a science experiment. I say I provided invaluable data and prevented future casualties. They are alive. They are wiser. They are slightly traumatized, yes, but trauma builds character. I fail to see the problem. So, am I the asshole?
So,
I know who it is.
I know who it is too.
I
think
have
there is context.
I have not even a single clue who this could be. I have one guess, and it's not even close to being correct.
Okay.
What is your guess?
What's your
Tom
guess?
Bombadil.
Not well.
No.
Kind of, but
I mean, yeah.
similar. Not
Yeah.
him. But I think there's added context. So I think in the context of just this particular event, it would be a little easier to call said entity an asshole. However, you add an event like when Jean-Luc, I'm sorry, not Jean-Luc. I can't say that. When another character, that captain, quote unquote, dies, where there's a lot more context to that relationship. So I'm gonna say not the asshole, and this is
not the asshole. Okay,
yeah, Kevin for.
But this is in the order though. This is right after that encounter.
Yeah,
At this encounter, would you say?
I don't, because I think we learn later also though that this was this was important. If this had not happened, yes, it was the Borg.
It was the Borg.
Wow.
And it was Q. Well, no, it was Q. Was the
Q? Yeah.
Oh, the titular Q of QAnon. I got it. Okay.
Oh, not that Q.
What? Oh God, no.
Although I bet you that there's some connection. I don't know.
It probably is.
But yeah, no, Q was just probably the best, the best, if not second or first best villain from Next Generation.
I wouldn't even call him a villain. I wouldn't either. Antagonist.
He's an antagonist.
He's
because he's not a villain.
Yeah.
Although he's presented that way in the first episode. So.
But he's trying to help.
He's somewhat Tom Bombadilian.
And he is a part of what I would argue is maybe the best finale episode of any popular television show ever.
Yeah.
I would argue the last episode of Next Generation is the best ever.
It's pretty fucking good.
I can't think of one better, actually.
I'm struggling, but I also can't remember. Oh, no. Sorry.
We about to say Battlestar Galactica?
No, Babylon 5.
Oh.
But it makes me, you have not watched that show, and it's an episode that makes me cry every single time. And every single time I'm like, I'm not going to cry this time because I know it's and then I'm crying. So.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen that one, but of all the shows I can think of, I think the end of Next Generation is the best.
Yeah, I will say I think the end of Next Generation is one of those episodes that holds up. Like you could watch it without knowing it's a good episode on its own. The ending of Babylon 5 is only good if you've watched the whole episode show. Like it's one of those. It is building on, because it is one of the first serialized shows on television that's building on 5 years of story, and then it lands.
Got to earn it.
Well, I love that Q makes an appearance in that episode too, and it's a callback to the very first episode of the series.
Yep.
And it's, I don't know, I just think it's really, really well done.
It's really well done.
And it gives so much context to what Q was doing as a character
throughout
the entire series.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say that Q was the asshole.
You would say Q was the asshole in that situation?
Yeah. He's the asshole. I mean, listen, impact over intent. Like, yeah, I understand what you were trying to do, but the way you went about doing it was shitty. So
I would also argue that he is maybe right that they would have encountered the Borg eventually, but he accelerated it by possibly decades.
Yeah.
So,
not necessarily. So there is an argument to be made that
the Borg came seeking out humans after that.
And they were already there because you had heard those like sweeping.
That's true. They were in the neutral zone. That's true.
Yep.
But they specifically sought out humans though after that encounter.
We don't do nearly enough Star Trek: The Next Generation. I would be in favor
nearly enough
of a Star Trek Next Generation rewatch at some point for us, just to go through episodes.
Yeah, I'm 100%.
It would give me a reason to watch it. So whatever.
It is so good, except for the first season and most of the second season.
It's so good, except for all of it.
Well,
except for like 36 episodes, which is like one of those things you can say about shows from the 90s because they had like 24 episodes per season.
But they figure it out. Like by the time you get to season 3,
so fucking well.
It's really, really good. Like, and there are some of the best episodes ever of The Next Generation that are in for seasons 1 and 2. I don't mean to.
I was going to say season 2 has an amazing, The Measure of a Man.
Measure of a Man
is
in that.
Yeah.
But it's just the show as a whole did not come to. Man, I'm talking about the final season that they sit down and Picard plays poker with them for the first time as the ending, and I'm like, he's like, we should have done this earlier.
Yeah,
and I'm like, fuck, that's a good episode. That's a great episode. Good ending. Anyways, Tom Bombadil in space, Nils. That is Q.
That's that is Q indeed.
All right. It might be a time for a commercial or something.
Quick ad break. All right.
Yes.
Cool.
Jess.
And now, a word from our sponsor.
And now a word from our sponsor. Let me get a cigarette real quick.
You're so mean.
Have you been a victim of unfair treatment by a business or an Aes-Sedai? Has this ever happened to you? You bought yourself a house in Tarvalon, but it was not disclosed to you that there was a rat infestation in the walls and in the moldings. So you have to take it upon yourself to petition the White Tower for your own rat extermination Aes Sedai visit. But when the Aes Sedai show up, they immediately ask if they can use your washroom, and for over 2 hours, they take turns going in and out of there, taking huge dragon pies over and over and flushing. And then they go in there together, and then you hear a bunch of them scrounging around, then you hear a bunch of yelling, and one of them is standing in the washroom doorway shouting at you that her friend's foot is stuck in the chamber pot, and she says, help her, you gotta help her. And when you get in there to help her, she just walks out easily and laughs because her foot wasn't stuck in the chamber pot. It wasn't stuck at all, she was just faking it. And then they get really serious and say, it's Sidar time. And they both start running around the house as fast as they can and weaving threads of the one power. But then you try to embrace the swords and jump in and yell, and then they yell at you and they say, you're not part of the Sidar team. Don't run. You don't run with us. We are the one who runs. Until you're part of the Sidar team, walk slowly. So then you go and lay down to be by yourself and read your tales of Jane Farstrider. But then the next day, you went to the washroom, and it looked like the hole in your chamber pot had shrunk. And you said, how could that be? There's no way they could have shrunk the chamber pot. But then you saw in the trash a receipt from the local blacksmith for a chamber pot the exact same size as yours, but with a joke hole that's just for farts. They replaced your real chamber pot with a fart chamber pot. And now you can't take a dump in your own house because your chamber pot can't suck them down and you feel sick to your stomach. Has that ever happened to you? Call me right now, please.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. At no point in your rambling, incoherent response were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought. Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it. God have mercy on your soul.
A fart chamber.
What the actual fuck?
Has that ever happened to you guys?
Please call me.
Please call me.
God. No.
Oh, it makes my ribs hurt.
Look what you've done, Kevin. You've hurt Jess. You've hurt Jess.
You've been a victim of unfair treatment by a podcast host.
Yeah. Oh. Oh, God.
It's like my ribs are so much better. Like, I don't even feel like I need the Percocet now. They have me on fucking opiates for the pain. Like,
wow.
But yeah, the laughing is definitely making them speak out a little bit. That was what the fuck was that, dude?
So weird.
Please call me.
Oh my God.
It's side art.
You don't run with the Sidar crew. I mean, this is a pretty common experience. We've all experienced it. It's.
Ow!
Jess.
Oh, I gotta stop laughing. Ow. I do not recommend straining your ribs. Because it fucking
So I got more good ads like that coming, guys, in the pipeline.
Okay.
You don't run with this sidearm team.
You gotta walk slowly until you do, you know.
Of course.
Ow.
Okay.
Oh, shit.
All right. So for our main topic today, we are talking about the finale of season 1. So the final 2 episodes of season 1 of Stranger Things, which is right on time because the season 5 just ended. So
we are so timely. So timely.
Yeah, we are.
Timely with our coverage.
Killing it.
We wanted to break this down in real time 10 years later. So
yeah.
All right. So to give a quick rundown, all the agents were out searching for 11 still. And so we basically get our ET scene here where they're escaping on their bikes. So Lucas finally pulls his head out of his ass and warns them that the agents are coming. They escape on their bikes, and then Elle does some crazy shit and flips a van, which is really, really cool.
That was a great scene. I love that one.
Yes. She flips the van over. Lucas reconciles with the team. The kids end up hiding in the little junkyard out in the middle of nowhere, trying to figure out what they're going to do next. Nancy and Jonathan, who have been doing all their own little side quest research and hooking up, finally tell Joyce about the Demogorgon. Joyce and Hopper.
Did they hook up?
No.
I didn't think so.
In the figurative sense, not in the romantic sense. Yeah.
Okay. I was like, did I miss a scene? I don't remember. Okay.
So yes, they that happens. Sorry. Then they all meet up at the buyer's house. So they all realize that 11 is Jane Ives, who was the daughter of the previous lady in the other episode. So 11 needs to go search for Will and Barb telepathically, but she needs to do that in a bathtub because she's very, very weak. So like back at the old science place, they had a bathtub that they would put her in. And so they go to the school, the middle school, and they build a sensory deprivation tank, like a big bathtub for 11's powers. And she ends up finding Barb dead. R.I.P. Barb. But Will is alive, hiding in the Upside Down in his backyard fort. So Fort Byers. They realize that the gate is in the basement of the lab. And so Hopper and Joyce are going to break into the lab, but they get apprehended. So Nancy and Jonathan go back to the police station and steal the weapons they already grabbed. They're going to lure in and kill the Demogorgon. And in the Upside Down, the Demogorgon breaks into Will's fort. That was the end of episode 7. So we move on to the finale. Okay. So we learn in this episode that Hopper had a daughter named Sarah who died from cancer earlier. And because of that, he ends up giving 11's location to Brenner, who lets Hopper and Joyce go. Lets them go inside the Upside Down to rescue Will, basically is what happens. So Nancy and Jonathan attract the Demogorgon to the buyer's house. And then Steve, who is coming there to apologize to Jonathan, Jess, ends up helping them. So Steve, Nancy, and Jonathan fight the Demogorgon. They light it on fire. They force it to retreat back into the Upside Down. Meanwhile, 11 and the boys in the middle school with Brenner are there when Brenner and his agents come to kidnap 11. She kills almost all of the agents just by snapping their neck, and then she collapses with exhaustion. So as Brenner and the remaining agents finally get 11, pin the boys down, the Demogorgon appears and ends up attacking Brenner and the other agents as everybody escapes with 11. Hopper and Joyce are in the Upside Down's version of the Hawkins Library. They encounter several corpses of the Demogorgon's victims, including Barb. And they find an unconscious Will with a big thing down his throat. Hopper revives him using CPR, removes the little thing down his throat, and the Demogorgon ends up cornering the kids, but 11 recovers and then disintegrates it, but they both disappear. Will recovers in the hospital, reunites with his family and friends, and a month later, it's Christmas. Nancy's back together with Steve. They're both friends with Jonathan, and Will coughs up a slug-like creature and has a vision of the Upside Down briefly, but then hides it from his family and goes back. The end of season 1.
Yeah. That's the scene I remembered, by the way, when I said I could remember the end, was remembering him in the bathroom coughing up the slug.
Yep.
Yeah.
So it's been a while, and obviously there's it's hard because like I've seen the finale now. And what's really cool, I'm not going to give anything away, but there are a lot of callbacks to the events that happen here in the finale, which is very cool. So what initial reactions, because I remember watching this, my initial reaction even the first time I saw it was, I cannot wait until the next season of this. So Jess, we promise not to pick on you so much, but I want to get your reactions before everybody else reacts, because you've seen this only once. So
that is correct. I very much enjoyed the detective team of Nancy and Jonathan, and the way that they like took the initiative to steal all of that stuff that they bought back from the police station, and then set up the trap in the house. The way that they did that was extremely cool, and just like smart, like good thinking.
Yeah.
You know, they're like, okay, well, it seems to be attracted to blood, so we're gonna do that. I appreciated that Steve finally told his dick friends to fuck off, because they definitely needed that. And then he went and he like cleaned the graffiti that they left on the theater. I thought that was a nice touch. Bummed about Barb.
Very bummed about Barb.
Justice for Barb. Justice for
Barb.
He didn't even want to go to the party. Didn't even want to go.
I know. She did dirty.
That's like classic horror movie trope, is like the one who doesn't want to go there is going to be the one that dies, unfortunately.
Yep. That all checks out. I thought that the makeshift isolation tank was really awesome. The way that Joyce sort of ended up being positioned as a sort of maternal figure who thanked her for what she was doing, and told her that if it didn't work, it was okay, which were things that she never got from her quote unquote father. So I think that was an important distinction. I really enjoyed when Steve came over to the buyer's house and then ended up helping them defeat the Demogorgon, just beat the shit out of that dude with a bat. That was awesome. And so I do feel like Steve is potentially on a redemption arc.
I'd say he's at the beginning.
They told him to leave. He left. But then he came back in like, no, I'm not going to leave them to deal with whatever this is. And then like he didn't even question it that much. He's like, okay, I'm just going to beat the shit out of this thing with a bat.
I mean, it was a monster. But
like,
I still haven't forgiven him, but I'd say he's on
I have. Steve's like my favorite character in the series, so that's why I was laughing the whole time when Jess was like, I fucking hate Steve. He's not even redeemable.
Which is the right reaction for sure. Like it's the reaction they want you to have.
Yeah, they were intending.
Yeah, he was a dick. Like, I don't trust him. I don't like that he and Nancy are back together.
Yeah, no,
but you know, also nice touch that he got Jonathan a new camera. That was nice. Let's see what else happened. 11 just blowing up everybody's brains was pretty great. I appreciated that a lot. Mike has got such a crush on 11. Cutie.
Yes, innocent little kitty crushes.
And now those kids are 27.
And they have 3 kids of their own.
And Millie Bobby Brown fully has a whole baby.
She made a whole human. She literally made a human.
And Hopper driving out to the woods and leaving like a Tupperware of Eggos, I thought was interesting.
That was a nice little thing, yeah.
I wonder what's going on there. Just
a brand deal, I'm sure.
Yeah.
And then something that I want to point out that I think is that I just discovered, there was a revival done of Sweeney Todd the Stephen Sondheim musical Sweeney Todd.
Mhm.
I think it was done. I meant to look this up ahead of time. I think it was maybe done in like 2018, 2019. And one of the characters is a young man named Toby. And in the revival, that character is played by the guy who played Dustin.
Oh, really?
Oh,
Yeah.
cool.
Wow.
Man sings like an
him.
angel.
I like him.
Very cool.
Gayton,
yeah, he's a big like Broadway guy, like him, like he's like a really, really big in Broadway, I guess. Is what I've heard.
And no Sondheim musical is easy, but Sweeney Todd is particularly challenging because there's just like a lot of dissonant stuff happening.
Yeah.
And like, yeah, he's amazing. So I was like, wait a second, hold up a second. I was delighted when I found that out.
So Jenny and Kevin, I know you have. Jenny, have you seen season 2 of Stranger Things? I know it's been a while, so you have.
Yeah,
seen
it's. I might have, but I legitimately could not. If you, the season I remember more than like I watched one with my sister, and I remember watching that one because we talked about it. But that was like, I can't say anything about it because it would spoil things. But that's a later season. Like it's.
Yeah.
Was it a mall season?
Yes, it was the mall season.
Yeah. That was a very big marketing one.
That's season 3.
Yeah.
So, but I don't remember. Like I literally could not tell you anything that happened outside of that season. The season I watched with my sister, and then this. So I don't know.
So the reason I ask is it's interesting. I wasn't sure where they were going to go with it after season 1. Like, what was the slug thing? And so I am curious, like predictions for the future, right? Like, what do you think happens? Like, that's the most fun part of doing like the reread podcasts when people don't, right? So Jenny, you sort of know, but like maybe if you have some predictions, Jess, I'm very interested in your predictions for the future. Not to put all the pressure on, but it's interesting because that's the fun of some of these rewatches.
Yeah, of course.
Like,
I mean, just from context clues that I've seen, like the whole issue with the Upside Down seems to escalate. So I imagine that the next season is probably going to be them trying to figure out what the hell that is and what they can do to kind of, close the gateway.
Yeah.
Oh, like the Upside Down, not the slug. Like because he didn't tell them about the slug. Okay, just the gateway. Okay.
Oh, the slug. I forgot about the slug. Yeah, that kind of makes me feel like there's some kind of weird connection now between Will and the Upside Down, and like maybe he needs it to survive or something like that.
Yeah. I remember thinking, and I get to still the same thought I have because I don't remember what happens after this, is that he brought some of the Upside Down with him. Like, and is sort of, it went down the drain, right? Like he's like, there's one gateway and now something has gone down the drain in his kitchen. Like, I'm going to make a weird connection here, but this was the connection I made. I remember the first time is like, oh, he's like creating hellmouths, like doing this. I don't know, but that was the connection I made.
Interesting. So yeah, I think there's a lot. I want to know favorite characters at this point in the series. Kevin, favorite characters?
Yeah, so I remember at this point in the series, I was pretty big on Dustin being one of my favorite of the kids. Like, I think that he's a great like comedic relief actor, and he like just brings it to the table in a way that like I just really appreciate. Like, they're great kid actors. I think that's part of it. Is that
really
like they're like they really knocked it out of the park there. So I think that Dustin was always in my top, and I think this was around the time that I started like warming to Steve too. Like, this is like the start of like, oh, he underneath all that hair there is a heart of gold kind of thing. And he always just looked cool, so I was like, oh great, now I have an excuse to like him. But those two definitely had been like up, but Nancy too. I think those are kind of like the top 3 that I had at the time. At the end of the series, the first series was Dustin from the kids, Steve, and then Nancy. I think that those are my 3. I think that they felt like the characters that felt the most fully realized in my mind's eye, like in terms of like I could see kind of a trajectory where they would take them next, and that I was most interested in seeing. But Yeah, I was very, very pleased. Again, I remember being like super excited, like super hyped at the end of the season too. Like, oh man, this is going to be really exciting when they bring it back. And I will definitely watch it. And I did watch it when it came out, like immediately. So it got its hooks in me enough for me to jump right back in as soon as it was out. So I remember being
Nancy
very
is probably my favorite arc. Like I like her.
Yeah, she's
even
great.
This season. Like if you just look at this season, she goes from being this like spoiled, goody two shoes girl who gets her friend killed, basically. Not intentionally. I don't think
inadvertently,
inadvertently, right? But like because of her own selfishness, that ended up happening. And then she goes through this like transformation into at the end of the season, sort of like a badass.
She like really takes ownership and like fully like is like a force to reckon with at that point. It's great.
I enjoy her arc in general. So like Nancy's one of my favorite characters. I agree with I like Dustin a lot. But Jenny, what about you?
I mean, Dustin. I think we're all Dustin stans as far as the kids are concerned.
Yeah,
he's really good. I found myself like the person who I found myself feeling for the most was Joyce. Watching. I don't know if I would want to say that I like her the most, but like every time she was on screen, I was gut wrenching. And the fact that nobody believed her made me so mad all the time. Understandably, nobody believed her, but that was the times when I was feeling the most was when that was happening. So yeah.
What about you, Jess?
I think that by the end of the season, Nancy was definitely my favorite. Like that girl fully put a gun in Steve's face and told him to get the fuck out.
Yeah.
Like she was not fucking around. Like when it came right down to it, she's like, okay, there is weird shit happening and I am going to take control and I'm going to fucking deal with it. Like I would absolutely want her on my compound in the apocalypse.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes. All right. So here's a good one. Your favorite, like, not main character, but side character. I'll start to give you a vision for what I'm talking about. My favorite character is the science teacher.
Like that's who I was going to say. Yeah. You got to talk too fast. Fuck you.
I just had to give an example, so. Like,
you had to pick the coolest person.
I love him.
Science teacher. He's amazing. I love the science teacher.
So it sounds like we all think.
Yeah, I really like the science teacher. I love that they like called him and were like pumping him for information about how to make an isolation tank, and he's like on a date.
Yeah.
Like, hell yeah, kids, I got you.
Good.
Yes.
Well,
it's fantastic.
It's interesting because I think this next season, and I won't give away nothing, introduces one of my favorite side characters, played by Samwise Gamgee. But
yes,
okay. He's so good, and
he's a very good character.
Yes. So I'm very excited about that. And should we continue with this, because it would be fun to finish this out, because I think the next seasons get even more exciting and interesting. So,
okay.
But yes, we will discuss and let all of you know what we will be doing. Any other thoughts on not just those final episodes, but the whole season of Stranger Things season 1? Final thoughts?
I still wonder what it would have happened if they had been a anthology series. Like they thought, like different, like season to season, it would have been a different story, because they did narratively tie it up. Like they left it open ended, obviously, for a cliffhanger with the slug. But I think that if they had creatively made the decision, like, all right, this story is over, let's tell a different story about different characters, but still within the same world of like this stuff had happened and followed different characters. I do still wonder what that would have looked like, because it could have been really interesting in that kind of way, but I don't blame them for riding the train of the popularity that this season kind of set fire.
Well,
at the time it was a huge breakthrough.
They loved the characters, so it'd be hard.
So I don't blame them.
Anybody else? Final thoughts?
I'm just really excited to see season 2. I'm excited to continue.
Well, awesome. Well, let's that is that. So I think a fitting way to end the episode is in a tribute. Although no. Jess wants to do. We wanted to do obsessions. Jess, it's time for obsessions. Obsessions. Jess, what are you obsessed with?
I am obsessed with the soundtrack for the musical Death Becomes Her. They made a musical out of the movie Death Becomes Her, and it is so good, and it is so funny. And Helen Sharp is now a bucket list part for me.
Okay.
And yeah, it's so good. It's so funny. Like, you really should listen to it. It's absolutely hysterical.
Okay.
I
didn't know they made a musical out of that.
First of all, I love Death Becomes Her. So
yeah.
Nils, one of our patrons who's watching, Nils has a obsession that I will echo. I don't know that I was obsessed, but I watched it, and it is something. Heated Rivalry.
Okay.
I've been hearing a lot about
I've heard a lot about that.
Me too.
The best way I can describe Heated Rivalry is it is basically a show made from stuff written on Wattpad. Like I feel like Master of the Deck wrote this script.
I've heard it is a lot of boys having sex with boys, and then talking a little bit, and then having sex, and then there's a little bit of, oh look, they play hockey, and then they have sex again.
But it's not even so. Like, there's some realistic pieces to this, coming from somebody who, but it is, some parts are realistic to it, but it is like, here's what it is to me. And then I found out later that this was true. So it is written by a lesbian. It's like the lesbian's interpretation of what gay men hooking up looks like.
Nice.
Because it's like a caricaturization of it that has some truth to it, but is also simultaneously like, yeah, it doesn't quite happen like that. Okay. I can't describe it other than that. Nils is giving me a yep in the chat on my Wattpad reference. But because that's pretty much, it is like gay fan fiction is what it is. Like,
okay.
But it is also very good. So I'm going to there's one episode of this series, and I'm not going to give it away. It's towards the end. I want to say it's either the second to last or third to last episode that is completely not about the main characters, but yet
she's not a lesbian.
I thought she
was.
Somebody said
she's
she was.
married. She's married to somebody named Matt Reed.
Well, then that's even different. Okay, maybe she's bi. No, I know she's in the community. I want to say she's bi.
I mean, she might be in the community.
Yeah. But there's an episode that is so good that I highly recommend that. Even just for that episode, it is very, very well done. So yeah, I it's a good watch. Like, you'll like it. It is just like kind of like funny how it has
definitely caught fire. It has definitely caught fire.
Well, they're making more of them. So yes, that's my obsession. And Nils's obsession, apparently. Anybody else obsession?
I am currently sort of rewatching. I mean, I know I watched season 1, but it's much like Stranger Things. I don't remember it, but I'm rewatching Orphan Black, and it's really good. And also filmed in Toronto, which Heated Rivalry, I know, is a Canadian show, but I spent the entire first episode going, wait. And then, like, in one of the last seasons, the CN Tower was there. I was like, oh, that's why the entire episode, I was like, I know. The entire episode, thinking I was like recognizing locations and being weirded out by it. But it's really good. And Tatiana Maslany, holy fuck. Like, so far, I'm 4 episodes in that I've watched. They're not all out because I haven't edited them yet, but she's playing so far, I think, 5 different characters. And
it's incredible.
It's incredible. Like, there's one scene that I just watched where she's playing like because it's clones, right? Like, this is not a spoiler. It's pretty much the premise of the show, but she's playing one character who's playing another character. Like, she's pretending to be another one of the clones. And she's like, it's the same actress. So she looks exactly the same, but she walks differently. And it's just like, holy shit. I know who it is because of the gait of her walk. Like, it's crazy. It's wild. That woman should have all the awards on her shelf. It's so far 4 episodes in, maybe it gets shit later. But right now, 4 episodes in, I'm obsessed. So
awesome. All right, Kev, anything before we get out of here?
My Traders obsession has been reignited with the latest season. It's a great show. It's trashy reality TV in the best kind of way, and they all look stupid as hell. I love it. I'll always love it, and it's my comfort trashy TV show that I'll always watch. So watch The Traders. It's so good. Alan Cumming is amazing. I love Alan Cumming so much.
Oh, yeah. Alan
not just for his last name.
He's amazing. Oh yeah.
He's such a great presenter of that show. His camp levels are like immaculate levels of camp. He's so
wonderful.
Can't be more obsessed. It's such a great show.
Well, I think a fitting way to end, because of the tie to our show, is we will do a quick clip and then a 2-second moment of silence before we just leave in general, or before Jess does her outro, as a memoriam for Catherine O'Hara. Rest in peace, Kevin.
It's like I could still hear her.
I know, right?
Yeah.
We lost
the baby.
one.
All right,
Oh,
Jess.
Poor
All
baby.
right. Thank you, everyone, for joining us on Tarvalon After Dark. We hope you had a good time. As always, new episodes drop every week on TVAD Tuesday, except for when they don't, and mostly they don't. Make sure you follow the show on Twitter and Blue Sky at Tarvalon Dark. I don't know why you do that, but, maybe we'll post there someday. And remember, if you want to support the podcast, check us out on Patreon, patreon.com/Tarvalon After Dark. Rate and review us on Apple Podcasts and Audible, and go to Querencia.co/TVAD. Use the promo code TVAD and buy queer stuff. Thank you for joining us here at the Thirsty Tinker, and until next time, keep it wheel.
You know what? I hear those pets.
Yeah, those are your pets, I think.
Yeah,